Morning, everybody. Rusty from the Rusty Razor. Got another shave of the day, and today we're going to be doing Proraso Green. It's, I guess it's eucalyptus scent. To me, it smells more like weeds, but, you know, eucalyptus. I guess there's supposed to be a little bit of menthol with it, but all the times I've used it, I've never noticed any menthol with it. So we'll just see. But a small amount does go a long way. Almost the Jeffrey Smith drippiness. Get that right hydration going. Then we're going to use the PAA Strangelets with a Gillette Super Sharp or Super Speed. Wow, why did I say Super Sharp? Yeah, you can't talk today. So there we go. Super Speed. Say that 10 times fast. Then we'll follow up with a little Barbasol. There you go. Not bad stuff. Just trying to figure out what would go good with it. And I always like the old Barbasol Aftershave. There's so many out there. All the old traditional stuff. Alright. Yeah, definitely weedy. Smells like weeds. Growing up on the farm, weeds are not the thing you like to smell all the time. Because you know if you see weeds, you gotta go out and take care of them. Number of times I remember saying, go out there and cut those weeds out of the farmyard. Out of the livestock and everything. Yeah. Maybe it's a negative reinforcement thing. For those of you who know anything about psychology. Alright. Yeah, this is a 1940 Super Speed. There is no date code on it, so I'm not sure what the year is for it. I thought it was like in like 49 or 50, somewhere near when they started putting date codes on their razors. I could be wrong. Somebody that follows these things a little more closer than I do knows the answer. Might be somebody that watches. Yeah, like when I was a young lad, it's like number of times, go out there and trim all the weeds out, clear the weeds out, come down. You got the tool that, it's like an L-shaped tool. You go through there and swing it and whack it. Before the age of the weed eaters, you know, the things you like motorize, go. Now you had a tool to actually go in there and do the job. And during the summertime, it's like, oh man, this is interrupting my fun time. It's like, man, I gotta get out there and clean the weeds out. And so I can't go fishing. I always wanted to be on the lake. But when the weather is nice. Get out there and catch me some northerns and walleyes and panfish. Well, so far, those stranglets are not causing problems. I've heard bad things about them, but then again, you know, everybody, your mileage may vary. Now, one thing I don't like about the Proraso, it doesn't have quite that residual slickness, so you always got to make sure that you're constantly keeping your face covered with soap. that doesn't peel your epidermis off. You know, like I said, it's supposed to have some type of menthol in it, but I'm just not. Maybe I'm so used to having soaps that actually have menthol. You feel? I just don't feel anything with this one. Nothing at all. I suppose if you're an individual that is really sensitive to menthol, yeah, you might notice it, but yeah, so we'd get done with the work as fast as I could, get the chores done in the morning when it was summertime and you're out of school. We didn't have anything. Yeah, it dries out quickly. And it's like it's already dry. So, and rush out there, and I take my bike and ride out to the edge of the wood line and flip the bike over the fence and right down to the lake, and wore out to where I wanted to go. First thing I'd always do is throw the lines in and start catching, you know, panfish. There's always perch in there. As soon as I caught my first perch, I'd take out one of the other lines and use a slip bobber rig, and like next thing you know, he's out there on the edge of the weed bed, and like northern walleyes. Like, hey, look at this injured fish that's trying to swim around. Bam, you know. More times than not, you'd catch a northern, but little snakes. I knew that lake like the back of my hand. Knew exactly where to go. The best results. Didn't quite have the best rig for heavy duty, because there was some big ones in there. Talking 30, 40 pound northerns. They would do a number on you. And there was one time where I was out there with my brother, and we got a fairly decent sized perch, and I put him on the slip line, and next thing you know, I'm watching the bobber go up and down. It's like, it's not staying down, because, you know, he's trying to fight to go deep, get to the weed bed, and then one time it goes down, didn't come back up. I look, and all of a sudden I kind of stood up in the boat, and I'm watching the bobber go heading towards the deep. I'm like, we got one. Boy, did I know. That's like, boy, did we get one. Like, oh my God. And set the hook, and it's like, I'm like, holy buckets. Like, what the heck did I just hook into? And the fight was on. I was like, literally, the boat just started going. It just pulled the boat around. That's how strong this fish was. Big old northern. We didn't have any muskie in the lake. We had northerns. And since we were the only ones fishing, on that lake, there was some big ones in there. You had to use actually a steel leader on your line, or else it would just cut right through it. Using 20-pound test line, and a northern would just cut it like it's nothing. So I fought this thing, and and finally got it up to the boat, and that thing was huge. The perch I used was about that big, and that thing looked like a freaking minnow to this thing. It had a big old head, just wide. And my brother, we had our own special fishing rig. We took a 55-pound nylon gunny sack, feed sack, to our standard net wasn't big enough for some of these, and he wouldn't even fit in this thing. And my brother went to, this is what when you need a gaff or something to get in, and my brother went and the hook was in the corner, and it hooked onto the net, and the fish obviously did not like the idea of being something coming to get him, so he thrashed his head, caught the hook on the net, and took off and ripped it right out. Like, oh my gosh, that would have been a prize fish. That would have been one I would we would have gotten mounted, put on the wall. That was a monster. But didn't get it. And the super speed is efficient. Working really good with these stranglets. These are second use of these. So I've been just use them on camera to get document the use of them. See how many uses I can get out. Yeah, these, not bad. Better Dorcos or Derbies. It's like my experience with the Derbies and Dorcos are like one and done. You don't want to use them a second time, which is kind of ridiculous. But then again, they're not that expensive. You can buy 100 for like $5. You're not feeling like you're spending a lot of money, but the more usage you get out of them, the lower the cost per use. Now, if you could spend, like my Astras, I can get about 4 or 5 uses out of them. They cost about 7 cents a piece. So you're getting them down to about 2 cents to 1 cent of usage. And that's good. What you like to see. Economy shaving. And the super speeds are pretty efficient here. We got this other super speed here. I think it's Eric said it was a 78. I haven't looked at the date code. Black handle one. Let me see. This in here. Very similar, but need to use that. My son, he doesn't seem, it's like Yeah, I'm interested. I just don't want to take the time to learn. I'm like, dude. He always complains about how much it costs for his cartridge reader. You know, like $20 a pop, you know, for when it comes to, you get what, 5? You're looking at $4. But I only shave like a couple times a week. Alright, I think we got, oop, feel something right there. There we go. Alright. Not bad. I'd say the stranglets are still working. We'll just see how the number 3 shave goes with them in a couple days. Just go with the flow. Alright. Barbasol. There we go. Yeah, it's like I sent Sig some of this. A little bit of stinging right here. Usually I get it right here, but it's right there today. Now I'm feeling some cooling. That's Barbasol. Alright, so the shave of the day was brought to you by Proraso. Not the best of soaps, not the worst I've ever had. Just notice it's starting to dry out in here. Yeah, it's like slowly shrinking down, losing its moisture. It rattles around inside now. Alright, so that was PAA Strangelets with a super speed razor from Gillette. Oh, a looper right there. I never noticed it, never even feel it. Alright, so there you go. That is your shave of the day. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share with friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Rusty out.